Hey guys, back here again with a new review today of electro-pop artist Shoffy's second LP, Lenses. After amassing a few several hits like Take My Body Higher and Different Skies, he is in good position for this album. His debut self-titled album displayed his wispy vocals across an array of synthetic sounds. Lenses narrows down his workbench a bit, however, dropping a lot more of that rigid noise from his first. I've been aware of Shoffy for a little while, kind of like around Takes My Body Higher kind of came out, and I wasn't really that big of a fan of that song. But what got me kind of hooked on him was his song earlier in the year, this year, even though it wasn't really that popular whatsoever. To me, it just hit a certain niche, and that song is Pushin'. Several months after Pushin' had come by, he released the two singles for this album, Direction and Cool Again. Opening up the album is the second single, Cool Again, and you can definitely tell there was an emphasis on making this kind of sound more mainstream and marketable, as it does kind of feature a more commercial instrumentation to it, and just overall it sounds like it could be a pop radio song that I'd hear just driving to work someday. That being said, however, the catchy chorus is quite sweet and bouncy, the melody bouncing around from pausing to speeding up and back and forth like that. And the instrumental of the song is definitely the most rigid, but I would take that quite lightly, as this is really just a soft album full of just kind of wavy sounds instead of rough sounds. Why'd You Have to Let Go is definitely the best example of what this album sounds like compacted into one song, with very light and wispy vocals as well as soft drum beat and a light piano as well. It really kind of feels just like listening to a pillow. This song in particular does stand out to me a bit more, with a nice addition of special FX and random drum beats and sounds that just appear out of seemingly nowhere. The themes and lyrics on the album are pretty one-dimensional, as almost every song is just a love song with decent writing. Several songs do have catchy moments though, like No Goodbyes, the aforementioned Cool Again, and Chasing New Life. Chasing New Life is also one of my favorites on the album, with interesting, very gorgeous sounding vocal chops added onto the track, giving the track a unique marking. A vocal filter laid over his voice is pretty interesting in this as well, as typically he just goes pretty bare into it, not really editing his voice whatsoever. The falling grace of this thing though is that with it being so soft and kind of stripped back it loses some of that interest when he doesn't have as much of those additional sounds or drums or FX that are just in there to kind of keep it spicy. And so it kind of just ends up being a bit more bland and just one-dimensional in general as a few of the songs go. And like I just said, those FX and additional sounds that just randomly show up do loads for the album, where a lot of the songs could be interchangeable without them. And I'm talking about the instrumentals here, and the instrumentals could just be kind of whatever, but with those little noises just here and there, it really just adds so much character to every track that does have them, and all the tracks that don't have it done well just kind of miss out a lot. And also, like I mentioned, his voice just kind of sounds the same a lot. He doesn't really filter it through anything, and to add on to that, he doesn't really have that large of a range, kind of just sticking in this one little spot and that he's able to do pretty well. But if it's not for a lot of those interesting instrumentals, he's not really able to save a track just off of his voice with a more bland instrumental. Shoffy condenses his range of sounds for the better, with soft, chill songs that fill a missing gap in music. However, there are a handful of tracks that do miss out on some interesting aspects here and there, and that do just kind of drag it down a little bit as a whole. And so in the end, I'm going to give this album a 7. So let me know what you guys thought of the album, what I should review next. Follow my Twitter and SoundCloud below, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys next time. See you. Bye.